Welcome to Haunted History Uncovered, where we dive into chilling tales and eerie legends from the past. Today, we're crossing over literally and figuratively into the world of haunted bridges. Imagine you're driving down a foggy road at night, and up ahead, you spot a shadowy figure on a bridge. They might be calling for help, or maybe they're just standing there, just watching. But are they even real? Today's episode uncovers the ghostly legends of two North Carolina bridges: Lydia's Bridge in Jamestown and Helen's Bridge in Asheville. Both are marked by tragedy, and some say by restless spirits. Let's take a journey together into their dark histories. Our first story takes us to Jamestown, North Carolina, and a bridge with a tragic tale. The story goes like this. One rainy night, a young woman named Mary Lydia Jones was heading home from a dance. She was with her date, and they'd had an amazing night full of music and laughter. But on their way home, disaster struck. As they drove along a sharp curve, her date lost control of the car and they crashed. Her date died instantly, but Lydia managed to pull herself from the wreckage. It was pouring rain, and Lydia was drenched, her dress soaked in blood as she stumbled down the road, desperately trying to flag down help. She called out, but no one stopped, and soon after, Lydia succumbed to her injuries right there on the roadside. Locals were devastated. They felt that if there had been a bridge there, the accident might not have happened, so they built one. Today, that bridge is known as Lydia's Bridge, and it's believed that Lydia's spirit never left. They say that on rainy nights, especially when there's a full moon, Lydia can be seen standing by the bridge, looking for a ride. She's earned the nickname the Phantom Hitchhiker, and stories abound about drivers picking her up. They say she'll climb into the back seat and ask to be taken to High Point, saying her mother will be worried. But by the time they reach her supposed destination, Lydia has vanished. Some drivers even knock on a nearby door, thinking they're at Lydia's home. An elderly woman answers and tells them the same thing. Her daughter died in a wreck many years ago. Lydia's Bridge remains a haunted hotspot, a place where the past seems to linger right alongside the present. Our next haunted bridge tale brings us to Asheville, North Carolina, in the mist-covered mountains. Helen's Bridge was built in 1909 to connect Zealandia Mansion, a grand Tudor-style manor, to Asheville's main roads. The mansion was something out of a fairy tale, with its tall towers and grand rooms. But it was near this beautiful mansion that tragedy struck. The story tells of a woman named Helen who moved to Asheville, hoping for a fresh start with her young daughter. Helen's life seemed quiet until one day, a fire broke out in her home. Flames quickly spread through the house, and Helen fought desperately to save her daughter. But as the smoke thickened and help failed to arrive in time, her daughter's life was lost. Heartbroken and unable to cope, Helen fell into despair. Some say she would wander the bridge late at night, lost in her sadness. Eventually, she took her own life there, and her spirit is said to have remained. But not all versions of Helen's story speak of a fire. Some say Helen was heartbroken over a doomed love affair. She loved deeply, but her relationship ended in tragedy. She may have walked to the bridge, overcome with grief and shame, and ended her suffering there. Regardless of which story is true, many believe Helen's spirit still haunts the bridge. People who visit report seeing a shadowy figure wandering near the bridge or feel a chill in the air. Some say cars stall for no reason and batteries drain unexpectedly, as if Helen's sorrow saps the energy around you. And for those brave enough, There's a dare associated with Helen's Bridge. Stand on the bridge at midnight and whisper Helen 3 times. Some say she'll appear, while others claim they hear strange sounds, feel an icy chill, or find themselves suddenly unable to start their cars. It's as if calling her name stirs her spirit from the shadows. Bridges can be strange places. Maybe it's because they're connections, places between 2 points, 2 different worlds. Maybe that's why spirits like Lydia and Helen linger on these haunted bridges, unable to fully cross over. Lydia, dressed in her blood-soaked gown, waiting for a ride that never arrives. And Helen, forever bound to a place that witnessed her greatest heartbreak. We may never know the full truth behind these tales, but they remind us of the powerful emotions that can linger long after someone is gone. Visiting Lydia's Bridge or Helen's Bridge today is an eerie experience. Even though the spirits are said to be harmless, there's a heaviness, a sense of sadness that feels as real as the mist and the night itself. Thank you for joining us on this journey into the haunted history of North Carolina's bridges. Whether it's Lydia's spirit, forever seeking help, or Helen's trapped by loss, these legends remind us of the emotional weight places can carry. Next time you find yourself on a bridge late at night, take a moment and listen closely. You never know if you might hear footsteps behind you or see a shadow in the corner of your eye. And thank you for listening to Haunted History Uncovered. Stay curious, stay cautious, and join us next time as we dive into more tales that linger in the shadows of history. Until then, keep your eyes open and watch for the ghosts of the past.